turn 4. The battle is on. It's going to be too close to call side by side. Long Joe gets it. Oh, we got contact. We got flips. We got big wrecks here going back to the front because we're racing back to the line.
William Page with the victory.
Looking for second here.
Musa's gonna.
Oh, he's gonna use that apron.
He's gonna use the apron.
They're gonna be side by side. Coming off the corner. Boy, back to the inside. It's gonna be a drag race to the line. Musa gets it.
Tom Musa, where did he come from?
Boyer trying to close the gap. He's going to get to the bumper. Oh, just barely did not make it. And coming off of turn 4, Jeff Stekenis is going to win it at Dover.
Before I wrap things up here in this segment, your thoughts on the type of race we're going to see tonight? And I would have to agree.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the Richmond Raceway for tonight's featured presentation of the Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series here live on JTN. As always, I'm your host, Joe Twansky. Alongside me tonight, making his triumphant return, the one, the only, Mr. Ricky Collette. Ricky, welcome to Richmond.
Hi there, Joe. Glad to be back. Took a little bit of a break there, but back here tonight with you for what should be a great night of racing here in Richmond.
It's going to be a great night of racing. Magoo tuning in already, ready to sit down, sit back, crack open a couple cold ones maybe, and watch some great racing here on JTN tonight. This, of course, your Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series race preview presented by our friends at diecast.com. Make sure you use code JTN at checkout for free shipping on your order of $20 or more. This, of course, the Richmond Raceway, just about 3/4 of a mile, 160 laps on the docket for tonight. 70 degrees and clear, Ricky. It's a picturesque night, as it always is here at Bomb Squad.
Definitely is. Always great nights of racing here at Bomb Squad. Always got perfect weather. I don't know how they do it. Every single week, 70 degrees, clear out, no wind. I don't know. I don't know what they're which sun god they're sacrificing to, but always great weather here out at every single track these guys go to. Should be make for some great racing here. A lot of grip in the track at that 70 degrees of weather. And knowing Richmond, you need all the grip you can get here. Very, very one-lane track. You can kind of venture around, but for the most part, these guys are going to be glued to that bottom today.
Going to be absolutely glued to the bottom today. To make sure that you don't let someone get under you. You don't want to be rooted up and out of the way. Short track racing at its finest here at Richmond. It's on the docket for you tonight. Remember, though, folks, got a bunch of great sponsors. You'll see them in our upper right little corner there, and we also got a bunch of links down in the video description below. AutoSim, M2 Design _Designs 41 on Twitter, GardenLightsDirect.com, Voiles Trucking, of course, the presenting sponsor of the Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series, and plenty more. So after the broadcast, during the broadcast, go check out a bunch of those links and sites. But Ricky, it looks like qualifying has concluded, so why don't you take us through tonight's starting lineup?
It's a pleasure, Joe, for tonight's race here at Richmond. We have 12 cars in the field tonight. Nice little intimate short track field. And sitting on pole in the 193 car, you know him, you love him, BSR Ricky J at a time of 21.343 seconds. Starting on the front row alongside him, this should be no surprise, a 118 of Robert Bauckham. Third place will go to the 088 car, BSR Greg Lovell. BSR Terry Scott in the 66 will join him in that second row in the fourth position. Rounding out the top 5 will be Zach Rogers in the 9 car. BSR Chevy Chase in the 096 will roll off 6th. Monte Kellen, the 028, will start from 7th tonight. And the last car to take a time in qualifying this evening will be the 510 of BSR Steven in the 8th position. Capping out the field, the 38 of Sean Fredericks will start in 9. Starting 10th will be the 49 of BSR Brain Fade. BSR Furco in the 19 will roll off from the 11th position. Starting shotgun on the field. 12th car in line tonight, the 103 car, Nelly. Smaller field here tonight, Joe, but Richmond, it's always full of action, and shouldn't hurt the racing too much here. I think these guys are going to be bumping and banging a lot before the night's over.
We certainly hope so. Bringing you the action here with the Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series. Make sure if you haven't already, hit the like button on the video and subscribe. We're one subscriber away from 700 going into the broadcast tonight. Hopefully, we at least stay one subscriber away. But hopefully, you know, we're hoping that we cross that 700 threshold. Can't thank you folks enough for all you do for us here on JTN, all your support. Making this last year and a half now, Ricky. Can't believe that. Fantastic, and giving us this great opportunity to hopefully entertain you tonight here on as the kids say, are you not entertained? And I think we're pretty entertained. I don't know. Could be wrong. Been wrong
No,
before.
we do our best.
Of course, last night's race with the All-Star Racing Cup Series from Darlington was postponed, so we push our All-Star Racing coverage back a week. We'll be at Darlington next week with them, and then we'll be right back here with Bomb Squad Racing from the Bristol Motor Speedway Thursday night. So, homecoming of sorts for us at JTN. Of course, going back to Bristol, the namesake of our CEO, COO,
CCO, CMO,
CF,
HBO.
He's just everything, you know. Does it all, but we're producing Bristol. Gonna be a bunch of fun short track racing here on JTN. Also got the TMP late models from Milwaukee Monday night, Ricky. I know you're gonna be tuning in to watch that one. And also the Autry Waits Memorial on Sunday night at 7:45. We'll kick off coverage there. And have a special night of coverage for you folks, so tune in to help honor and remember a great sim racer, but an even better friend there on Sunday night. Monty Keller in that 028 Mountain Dew Chevrolet, starting 7th here tonight. Going to be looking to make his way up towards the front. There's Brain Fay in that Dodge Dart. But Nelly, interesting to see him starting shotgun on the field. He's still trying to make up those points to Ricky J for the championship. And as these races tick off, Ricky, it becomes an even taller and taller task.
Yeah, well, interesting to not be taking a qualifying time when you're in the point situation like that. But clearly Nelly's got a system here that he seems very confident in. Must be very confident in that car and that setup. And also, 12-car field here tonight, so a run from the back to the front isn't incredibly daunting. It's Richmond. Passing's hard here. You really got to fight for every position. But on the bright side, he can see the front of the field on the start here. He at least knows where he's got to go. It shouldn't be hard to make up all those positions, especially with 160 laps here. We got to go quick, but it's going to probably not be too much of a deterrent for him if he's got a fast car.
I think that's exactly it, but everyone's going to be chasing Ricky J. They've been chasing him all year, and the point's going to be chasing him to the line to start this race, qualifying on pole once again. If you're these drivers, Ricky, and a lot of them are too far out of the championship battle to make an impact on it, at least standings-wise, are you racing those guys that are battling for the overall points? Are you racing them a little bit different as we come down to the end of the season, or are you still running each race like its own independent event?
It's tough. It's kind of yes and no. You're racing these guys with a little bit more courtesy if you know that you don't have a horse in this race. If they're really going for some valuable points. Same time though, you're not going to roll over and let these guys just absolutely put a clinic on everyone else just because they're in the point situation. These guys, everyone out here wants to win, so it's sort of at each driver's discretion. You want to give these guys enough you want to cut these guys a little bit of slack, maybe in the most daunting moments of the race. You're going to use daunting a lot tonight. I'm not really sure why, but you don't want to just let them walk away with this. You want to put up a fight. You want to win. And no one's going to fault anyone for racing for position if they think that they got the car to win it here tonight.
Drivers being called to their cars, and that will conclude our Circle B Diecast race preview here tonight. Remember, use that code JTN at checkout for free shipping on your order of $20 or more to help support us here on JTN. So field lining up, we'll get the command momentarily. Get underway here from the Richmond Raceway. Do you like it when they put International in there? I know this is the Richmond International Raceway because it's the stock in-game Richmond, if we break the immersion for a second. But are you a fan of Richmond Raceway or Richmond International Raceway?
I don't know, because Richmond Raceway, by all accounts, is quicker and easier to say, but I'm so used to International, I just my brain's fried on it. I can't be like Richmond Raceway. I need to be like Richmond International. I need to say International. It's almost like a reflex.
Hello, Mr. Matthew Stern and me, but not the boys. Thanks for tuning in here tonight. Hope you're having a fantastic Thursday, getting ready to have a great weekend here coming up. Hope the football game's going well. That too.
We're getting a quick pace lap here. Crack short. It's only 3/4 of a mile, which means a lap's going to go quick here, as you already saw in qualifying. Again, we're at a time of only 21 seconds. The entire qualifying group did, so they'll rattle these off quick here, 160 laps.
Rattle them off quick. There goes the pace car down the pit lane. Fans are on their feet waiting to see the green flag displayed here from Richmond. Down and away we go. Green flag, we're underway from the Richmond Raceway.
And Ricky J gets a good jump on the leaders here. Going to lead them into turn one. Robert Bockham going to try to fall in line, though. Make sure he's blocking the advance of that 088. They run single file here off turn two. A little further back, BSR Stevens in 510 grazes the wall a little bit, but he keeps it clean. They're still going.
Nelly looking to the inside of Brain Fade for position. Further on back, looks like he'll be able to make the pass going down into turn one. A clean lap one here from Richmond. Everyone, though, right now on those eggshells.
Just a little bit. You see Zach Rogers there coming off turn two. Got a little bit of cockeye coming down the back straightaway. Keeps it straight. But these guys run an open setup here tonight, so a lot of these guys are going to be running pretty loose, and these cars are going to be a little bit edgy first few laps on cold tires. As BSR Steven has a big moment, loses a ton of ground, falls to the back of the field here on the 510. On cold tires, these things are going to be a little bit hairy to drive, and they're going to have to kind of deal with that until the rubber warms up, but it should happen relatively quick. Through the field right now, though, everyone filtered out single file, but no one really getting away from each other yet here. Ricky J's started to get just a little bit, just about 4/10 of a gap on Bockham, the 118, but Bockham can't get away from Greg Lovell, who can't get away from Zach Rogers, who can't get away from Terry Scott there in the 66. They're all nose to hindquarters. Right as I say that, nice Zach Rogers goes in deep to the inside of Greg Lovell. Lovell grazes the wall a little bit, but Zach Rogers is going to take that position coming into one.
Rogers looks to the inside. He takes it. Coming off of turn two, move that 9 car up to the third position. Started 5th, so some good progress there from Zach Rogers in that Red Bull number 9.
Zach Rogers had some pretty fast cars the last few weeks here, so no surprise to see him making moves early. The guy that's going to be the one to watch, as you see him here, the 118 of Robert Bockham, getting to the inside a little bit of the 93 Ricky J. Bockham, just such a good short track racer, so patient, so well versed at his craft here. Just is a menace when they come to these tracks, and you can see it right now. Him and the 93 are kind of going back and forth a little bit right now, but you can see when he comes into the turn, he really gets a big run through turn one a lot of the time. Right there, though, Ricky J figured out what the 118 was doing, took that low line through turn one, and got a big run down the back straightaway.
Bockham now facing a challenge from Zach Rogers there. That 9 car has reeled in our 2 leaders after losing a little bit of ground on making that pass on Lovell in the 088. So right now the hottest battle on track is for this second position. Bockham still holding on to it, trying to regroup after trying to find a way around Ricky J for the lead.
Yeah, I think Zach Rogers coming quick right now. Though you saw from around far back, he caught up to the 118. So, you know, catch up's one thing, pass up's a whole nother. See, Zach Rogers grazed the wall a little bit, got a little loose there. No damage, no harm, no foul there, but you got to see that. These guys are not, these fast guys are not just like riding around on autopilot. They're really wheeling these cars right now. Richmond's kind of tricky because the backstretch and the turn the front stretch walls come out at you. The exit of the turns, the car's so tight that you can have the car as loose as possible and you're still going to be plowing tight coming off these turns. A little further back though, Terry Scott gets the inside the 088 coming into turn one, advances to the 4th position, and put that Camry up a spot.
Scott having a good run right now in that 66. Battle's still on. Now Lovell looking to the inside as we go down the front straightaway, or the trial, or whatever you want to call it. Quad oval, I don't know. Terry Scott, though, going to hold on to that position. We go back up towards the front. Rogers all over the back bumper. Robert Bauckham. Bauckham, our winner here in the spring. Rogers did not participate in that event. And right now, the leader, Ricky J., he finished 5 laps down in that race, so looking for some redemption here tonight.
And you can see the 9 Zach Rogers. I've been watching him here. He gets to the inside. Right as I say that, he's been running faster laps than 118. It was just about where he was going to strike. But you see Bauckham gets on the brakes a little bit, going down the back straightaway, lets him on by. So Zach Rogers takes that second spot here. We'll see if he can challenge for the lead, because Rogers was putting up some pretty fast 21.6s last few laps compared to Ricky J's 21.7. Slow down a little bit. They were racing Bauckham, but that 9 car is hooked up right now.
Something to watch with Zach Rogers in that 9 is he is not afraid to push the car early in the run, but that's really what bit him last week at Darlington. He got into that incident with Ricky J, but also he just lacked that long run speed because of the way he pushes the car early in the run. A guy like Robert Bauckham right now is taking it easy on those tires. As you see those rear ends, he lights them up coming off the corner, but Rogers in that 9, Ricky, he's got to pace himself a little bit here now that he's gotten all the way up to second.
Yeah, it's probably a good time to start pacing yourself when you know you got a fast car. But right now, actually starting might be where what we were just talking about, Joe. Zach Rogers seems like he's not running as fast as he was riding around behind Bauckham. Like maybe the car is already starting to falter just a little bit here. Maybe Rogers has a very good short run car, and might be getting his homework assignment right now in terms of what he's got to work on pit road.
And I wonder, too, since he's made the pass, he's kind of lost that visual marker for himself, right? When you're riding behind somebody, it's a lot easier to figure out where your braking points are because you kind of can base them off that guy in front of you. You kind of make him do all the dirty work, right? So I wonder if maybe losing those visuals that he had, because now we're seeing him, he's kind of maintaining that gap instead of sliding back a little bit. Maybe it just took him time to kind of figure it out, because now it looks like he's running competitive lap times with the rest of these guys.
Yeah, you kind of get into your head sometimes with these. It is very possible that he was running behind Bauckham there and he figured out a line and then just got really in the zone. You see Robert Bauckham getting to the inside again, making the pass here, and maybe possibly having to kind of change up his line to race the track. Maybe he kind of just had to figure out where he was getting all that grip from. But you saw Robert Bauckham leapfrogged him again to take that second spot back. So Robert Bauckham back to second here. Ricky J still leads the way here, but we'll see what this 118 does now that he's got some clean air.
Jack Rogers into the outside wall, car really loose on entry there. I was about to say Terry Scott has kind of made his way up into this picture, now challenging Rogers for third, and further on back, Nelly looking to the inside of Chevy Chase going down into turn 3. Move Nelly up inside the top 5.
Yeah, Nelly's going to jump into the top 5 here, I think. No, not yet, 6th position, so one more spot, but we're seeing it. He's starting to move slowly up through this field. Running some good times, too, compared to the leaders. Not too far off from them. So we know that car is, that 103 does have some speed in it. So I'm thinking there was a method to the madness there, Joe, starting at the back.
Welcome, Danny Hardy, and thank you. Hope you're having a fantastic night out there watching. Kicking back, relaxing, watching these guys race here at Richmond.
Moment BSR Ricky J still holding a pretty commanding stranglehold on the lead here at Richmond. See, these guys keep getting within his lap times. It's just Ricky J's very, very consistent right now, and that's what's letting him pull away. These guys kind of racing amongst each other. Every time Robert Bauckham or Zach Rogers gotten out into some gotten some elbow room, it seems like that's when the car they kind of can't rattle off consistently fast laps the way that Ricky J's doing right now. And right now it's got up to a 2-second gap on the second place car, the 118 of Robert Bauckham. Well, for the back though, Terry Scott really starting to rear down on this 9 car, Zach Rogers.
And going back to Ricky J real quick, just one last thing. Now that he's got that lead, he can kind of manage that gap. He can kind of pace himself, try to keep about a 1.5 second lead, and if that 118 starts cutting into it, drive the car a little bit harder, but if he's not cutting into it, keep riding at this pace and just maintain that decent-sized gap further on back. Nelly looking to the inside of Greg Lovell for position. Nelly going to take that one, so now the 103 and Nelly has moved his way up inside the top 5. Back to that battle for third.
Now Nelly's in the top 5.
It was a little premature when we said it, but now it's true.
Now it's true. It's pretty good right now. Going up through the field, though, we saw it.
Rogers.
103's moving, but Chevy Chase there hanging tough in 7th, and Greg Lovell in 6th. Oh, and he's going to go around on the front straightaway here, Joe, and that's going to bring out a caution. Still green.
Still green. Backing up onto the track. He's going backwards on the track.
Oh, watch
now
out,
we're
the
under
leader's
caution.
coming right here. There's a caution.
Late yellow.
And there he goes back there.
Oh my goodness. What are we doing, Greg? Well, let's see.
The car just got away from him. That's a tricky thing about Richmond here, is that when you get loose coming off of turn 4, you can really just spend the entire front straightaway spinning out. And that's what seems to happen. He grazes the wall a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's
and
that
the car
hit
just
with the
starts
wall.
sliding out from underneath it, can't hang on to it, tries to correct and shoots hard right into the wall, and round he goes.
That's what we call an overcorrect.
That is, but you saw how long of a slide that was. Oh, Braid Fade almost just to the back of the field there, really got on the binders to make sure they came to a stop. Give these guys some time, though, to make some adjustments here. 30 laps into this race, we've basically gone through a pretty decent tire run. I think these guys have an idea of what these cars are going to be doing long run versus short run. Good time to adjust on some things. See what happens. I think the big question is, if you're in the lead like the 193, do you make any adjustments to try to stay ahead of these guys, or if you just stay the course until someone passes you?
I've always found it hard when you're the leader. Not that I've ever really been the leader for a lot, but when I'm the leader, it's hard to figure out what adjustments I need to make with the race car, right? I'm leading the field, I'm setting the pace. So there's not a lot more that you want out of the race car when you're in that position, but like you said, if you can stay ahead of the track here tonight, if you can stay ahead of your competitors on the adjustment game, I mean, you got to go for it, and I think Ricky's definitely got enough experience, enough know-how, know what he needs out of the race car.
Coming up pit road here, Ricky J pretty easily hangs on to that lead. Grouping up front stays pretty consistent, except for the 4th spot. Chevy Chasing 096 picks up a few positions. We'll see if he gets a black flag, and it looks like he does. Under the line to the 096.
Chevy at 096 car.
What did the kids say that looked sus?
You a sussy baka.
Right now, gonna hold a pretty consistent grouping here in the front. It looks like 93, 118, 9, 66, 103. So pretty much the way they came in, they're gonna come off here for the most part, with a few exceptions. But right now, the leaders look like they're gonna stay the same. So big test time for that 9 car Zach Rogers. Did he make any adjustments to help that car? Is the car going to be better over the run? Looking in the chat, Danny Hardy mentions it. Good point is that generally at Richmond, these cars will get looser the deeper you go into a run. So these guys might start slipping and sliding around here a bit. If Zach Rogers is getting loose like 15 laps into the run, it definitely might help to tighten that 9 car up just a hair, just to make sure that it doesn't get away from him.
Yeah, and that's what you're balancing when you're making the upright. Kind of there's going to be a point in the run where you're at that perfect handling. So maybe starting to run a little bit closer to the tight end of the spectrum will help you with that longer run speed. But also just being more conservative on the tires and kind of pacing yourself a little bit. Rogers, he started 5th, worked his way up to 3rd. Nelly started shotgun out of the field in 12th. He's worked his way up to 5th. So, and we saw that 103 had a lot of pace still at the end of the run. So you can make those passes, you can make those moves up towards the front of the field without using up your stuff, as long as you're careful, you're patient, and most importantly, you understand the situation that you're in. Again, it's only we've only completed 31 laps here for hundreds. These car lights do go out. Those will restart like this. Ricky J, Robert Balkum, R1, Zach Rogers, Terry Scott, and Nelly. And rounding out your top 5 with Monty Keller. Then it's BSR Steven, Brainfade, John Frederick in the 38. 096, a Chevy Chase after the speeding penalty. And the 088, a Greg Lovell. One retiree out of so far, the 19 of Furco. Pace car makes its way down the pit lane. Ricky, call us back to green.
I'm back off of pace car on pit road. They're coming into the restart zone. Ricky J gets on the gas. We're green back here at Richmond, lap 33 of 160 of tonight's event. Ricky J's going to lead him into turn 1, but Zach Rogers going to stay close behind him. Try to get to the inside of Robert Balkum. He's got to make that pass. He'll put Zach Rogers up to the 2nd spot.
Rogers pounces on the opportunity, set 4th in front of him. Balkum back to 3rd. Terry Scott there in 4th. Nelly was thinking about trying to make his way around that 66. Wasn't able to get it done. He falls back to 5th. Interested to see how this run plays out compared to that initial run in this race.
Well, we'll see, because now Zach Rogers is in that 2nd spot. Does he pace it a little more than he did last time? That's going to be the interesting question here. But up front, Ricky J still holding on to that lead pretty handedly. Robert Balkum stuck in 3rd right now. He'll be fighting the advance of the 66 to Terry Scott, who's been pretty fast as well.
That 9 Zach Rogers wicked loose off of turn number 2 that last time down the back straightaway. So keep an eye on that 9 car. Maybe he loosened up the car a little bit. Maybe he likes to live on that wild side of things. Balkum, though, doing a good job trying to reel him back in here for 2nd. Folks, we always want to remind you, be a friend, tell a friend about all our broadcasts here on JTN. Can't thank you enough, as always, for tuning in, whether you're watching us live or watching a replay of this race here, the Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series, presented by Voiles Trucking at the Richmond Raceway. Remember, folks, hitting that subscribe button is the best way to help support us here on JTN. Also, you can hit the bell icon and get notified anytime we go live. A bunch of great racing here on JTN. Have a bunch up on the docket in the next week. You're not going to want to miss a second of this. You're going to want to hit that subscribe button.
The field right now, everyone's staying pretty single file for the moment. But again, not really being able to get away from each other. None of these guys are. A little further back here, Greg Lovell in the 088, running around a lap down right now in the 11th position. Gonna need a caution here to get back into this front shuffle. Running pretty fast times, though, hanging with Chevy Chase in that 6th spot in the 096 car. A little further up, Robert Balkum looking to the inside of the 9. And Zach Rogers trying to set him up. Can't do it this time, but you saw he got that nose to the inside going down the back straightaway, Joe.
He knows he doesn't have to be too aggressive right now, right? We're coming to we're working lap 40 now in this race of 160, so you still got time. We're only a quarter of the way into this one. You want to be careful. You want to be safe, especially because we know that 118. He's definitely got a fast piece after winning here in the spring at Richmond. Wasn't that some great insight by me? He wants to keep his car clean. Wow. I bet you no one could have thought of that. Got really close to the back bumper of Zach Rogers, though, that time through turn 2. Lost a lot of momentum. Terry Scott had an opportunity to get to the inside. He chose to stay behind Balkum there. Hey, it goes back to just be careful right now, right? I want to make sure my car makes it to the end of this race.
Yeah, he's kind of shuffling around a little bit from 3rd on back. 66 was trying to get to the 118, but he's got the 103 and Nelly right behind him in that 5th spot. Nelly's still trying to move on up, so he's that 103 car is still pretty fast. All these guys kind of backlogged right now behind the 9 of Zach Rogers. It's interesting because Rogers isn't running slow lap times. It's just these guys all behind him are running maybe a 10th faster than him.
They're just taking their time, you know what I mean? Bauckham,
It's
though.
taking their time.
Bauckham decided, he said time's up, makes the pass on Zach Rogers. They're down into 3, so move Bauckham back up to 2nd. He'll try to reel in our leader, Ricky J. Rogers now going to have to face a challenge from Terry Scott in that 67.
We'll see how this goes here. We saw it last time. Robert Bauckham got out into that 2nd position, got that elbow room he needed to start running his line around here, and still couldn't really reel in Ricky J. That 193 was still just a little too fast to get to him. So we'll see if he made any adjustments on pit road there that might help him. Looking pretty good to make the case right now.
Updating you on a story from earlier, the 19 of Furco lost 4th gear coming off of pit road to start this race, so unfortunate for that number 19 Dodge team, and not even able to make it to the start of the race. That sucks. That when that happens, that absolutely sucks.
Yeah, that's a really rough thing to happen. I've had that happen before where I just blew out gears like 5 laps into the race, and it's a little deflating.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Not as deflating as Tom Brady. You get it? Footballs. Good. I'm pretty clever.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Pretty good. Not great, but pretty good.
Very solid.
Rogers, he's kind of started making a gap on Terry
Oh,
Scott.
66 and Terry Scott gets loose coming off of turn 2. Keeps it straight. Well, we go stack up a little bit behind him.
I was going to say, I think he got a little love tap from Nelly there. Nowhere for that 103 to go. Chevy Chase gets on by. Move Chevy back up inside the top 5.
That's a way to get to the top 5 here, but Terry Scott still hanging tough here coming off of turn 2. Got a whole ton of cars stacked up behind him there, though.
I think,
So he's gotta get
those
a
rear
roll
tires
again.
might be gone in that 66. Getting a little loosey-goosey for my liking off of 2. Have you noticed that too? These guys, they're a lot more loose off of 2. Why do you think? Why is that?
It's a very loose turn. Oh, you see the L96 hits the wall pretty hard. Chevy Chase there.
Oh no!
Oh, it goes sideways into the wall. That's going to be a caution hard into that outside wall.
I think that was a case of Nelly wasn't going to give him the positioning and Chevy was going to try to take it. Get you a replay. What's your verdict?
Oof, well, Chevy Chase was all the way up on the track. Nelly was at the bottom. I think they're just going for the same real estate there, Joe. Unfortunate, but that's definitely Richmond. You really got to hang on to that low line. I think it was just these two guys going for the same real estate.
Mind you of any incidents you've ever seen down there in turns 3 and 4?
Nope, can't recall any. Never happened.
recall any.
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all. Never, ever, ever.
Well,
In the
bad
history of
night
ever.
getting
Never
worse
happened at
for
Richmond.
Chevy there. This will get
I'm still
leveled.
mad.
Back on the lead lap, though. What are you mad about? Clint Boyer was dominant, and he won the race at Richmond. Am I correct?
Yes. And he won by racing very good and passing everyone on track.
Without
and
them
nobody
wrecking
wrecked
each
and
other.
everyone had a happy ending.
Can you imagine, like, being Kyle Busch in that situation? Like, I know the guy owns it, right? He does a really good job of owning it, and that's kind of why I'm okay with him, with the way he is and with antics. Imagine getting out of that track that night. Whew, whew. And it's not like Kyle Busch kind of blends in with the crowd. He's got to recognize the face. Ricky J, though, going to win the race off pit road. Robert Bauckham there at 118. Gonna come off second. Zach Rogers, Terry Scott, Nelly, your top 5. Looky Lou, what do you do? That run was about what? Take a few,
Give or take a few.
15 or so. Any takeaways from that shorter run? Just that 193 is really quick still.
I don't know.
Oh, I knew you didn't know.
Had to think about it.
No, that really long pause. But yeah. Did you see, was that today or was it yesterday, that clip from, I know we're definitely not connecting with our audience here saying this, but, did you see that clip from Nickelodeon? Blue's Clues?
Oh, yeah.
Ah, what a fantastic moment. Prodigal son has returned. Ricky, you were at Darlington last week. How'd that go?
Hey, it was pretty fun. I enjoyed it.
Did you get some broadcasting tips from old Jeff Burton and Rick Allen?
I saw them.
Yeah.
I went to the NBC pre-playoff thing that they did on a stage outside the track. Well, the merch trailers were that no one knew where it was because no one said where it was, and we had to ask like 3 people to be like, "Hey, where is this?" After we got out of the Xfinity race. It was a good time.
That's good.
It was a good time.
Be happy
Good
with
time.
the winners?
I want a good time.
Was Sunday a fun experience watching the truck race and then getting to go out and tailgate a little bit before the Cup race?
Oh yeah, that was super fun.
That
I
was-
really enjoyed that.
That was a unique little thing. Cause I even, like, when we went for Indy, you know, the IndyCar race, then there was about an hour there between the start of the Xfinity race and the end of the IndyCar race, so we didn't really have that same thing.
Obviously, it's a little disappointing that they couldn't be in Canada because the truck race at Canadian
Right.
Tire is always a
Banger.
riot. But man, it was so much fun to get that doubleheader on Sunday.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing that, maybe moving Canadian Tire or something. We get ready to go back green flag racing. Enough about what we like. Get back to what you folks at home like. Getting back green flag racing here with the Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series. Ricky J leading the back, Baucom, Rogers, Scott, and Monty Keller, your top 5. Down into the restart zone and back away we go. Green flag once again for Richmond, and Baucom with a great restart on the outside.
Yeah, dude, like that 193 stumbled just a little bit. You saw how Zach Rogers got in his back bumper, like that 93 didn't grip up when he gunned it. But he's going to hang on to this lead, going to have that preferred line. So Robert Baucom in second, Ricky J in first. We'll see if Zach Rogers chases down this 118 again. He's been able to do that very early in the run every single time they came around here.
Baucom with that good restart that time, it's going to give him, you know, now he kind of knows what he has to do on these restarts. Be able to hold even, and especially he didn't lose the position like he did last time to Rogers. He lined up third on the last restart. So an interesting thing there to watch too if we get a late race yellow, how these guys kind of work their restarts and try to position themselves coming off of turn 2. Top 4 kind of breaking away from the rest of the field. Monty Keller in that 028 facing a challenge from Brain Fade. Brain Fade, though, facing a challenge from Chevy Chase there. That 096 moves on through. Nelly now looking for the spot. Going to be all over the back bumper of that 49 Dodge Dart. Brain going to go up the track a little bit. Lovell looking to try to pass Nelly. There's a lot of guys trying to pass a lot of other guys right now on track. Oh, Lovell gets loose through the center. He saves
Hangs
it.
on to it. He's going to lose a ton of spots there.
He lost 1 spot.
That's a lot of spots. 1 spot.
What's 1 divided by 12?
Okay, hanging on to this lead here. Second place, third. Zach Rogers really loose there. Reyes was about to start running through the field here. Monte Kelly right behind him in the 5th spot. Also wiggled off turn 2 there.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Right now, it's the Ricky J show, and we're just all living in his world. He continues to lead here at Richmond. Led all the green flag laps so far. Working lap 62 of 160, just under 100 laps to go in this one. Can't thank you enough, folks, as always, for tuning in here to JTN. And if you want to see more from us here at JTN, well, of course, Here's our upcoming races on JTN, presented by our friends at TWB Technologies. Together, we are better. Of course, September the 12th, this Sunday, 7:45 p.m. Eastern Time. Very special event for us here on JTN and our friends over at All-Star Race, the Autry Waits Memorial Race from Texas. You're going to want to tune into that one. Going to hear a bunch of great stories about a great sim racer, a better friend. Coverage again beginning there at 7:45 p.m. Eastern Time, Sunday night. Then on Monday night, a little bit of Monday night short track late model racing with the TMP Racing League kicking off their season from Milwaukee. 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time there. Time might not be correct, actually. That thing. All-Star Racing Cup Series with Darlington at 9:05 p.m. Eastern. That race postponed from yesterday till next Wednesday. 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time there for Darlington All-Star Racing Cup Series action. Then the Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series at Bristol next week. Coverage beginning then 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time for some more short track racing here on JTN. Then All-Star Racing at Richmond on September the 22nd. Also on, it's not on that graphic because the graphic was made a little bit ago before we got updated, but on September the 20th, we'll be live racing with TMP Cup Series from the Homestead Miami Speedway. So a bunch of great racing coming up here on JTN. You don't want to miss a second of it. You want to make sure you're subscribed with notifications turned on, because then you won't miss a second of all the great racing coverage, storylines, breakdowns, whatever we post here on JTN. I don't even know what we do anymore, Ricky, but you'll get it all here on JTN. Again, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, do all that stuff, help support us. We appreciate you so much.
Right now, this run, 118 Robert Bach has been able to stay pretty close to our leader, BSR Ricky J. Hasn't been able to get away just yet. So I think that 118 is starting to move a little quicker.
He's just, what he's doing. Just working. He's figuring things out. He's learning. Ricky, he's learning. You like to learn?
I like to learn.
Yeah.
Oh, we got caution here for the 028 of Monty Keller, it looks like.
Replay. Like he's gonna get a little bit loose through the center of 1 and 2. Spins it down on his apron.
It's a little loose there. We were talking about, I guess it's a little looser as these runs go on, and looks like Monty Keller just kind of had to get away from him there.
Hey, no harm, no foul though. Gets on the apron. No one makes any contact with him. Doesn't make contact with the wall. So just a nice little looper there. Although I guess maybe he made contact with the back end there at the end, but no serious damage on that Mountain Dew Chevrolet. So should be able to get it all squared away and back out on track competitive. Get himself back up inside the top 5. Everyone down on pit road, Ricky.
I don't think anyone's going to pass up the opportunity to take tires here. They're just too valuable.
I didn't think they were as valuable here at Richmond. Because I mean, I remember a couple times staying out on the older tires and being okay. Being able to kind of manage, maybe maintain, but manage where I was falling back through the field. I was probably also in events that had a few more cautions than what we've had here tonight, so, you know. You know, what do I know? Ricky J, though, he wins the race off pit road, I know that. Robert Bauckham, Jack Rogers, Chevy Chase, Nell, your top 5. Be ready for another great weekend of racing. Dale Jr. is going to be making his start in the Xfinity Series on Saturday. And of course, we got the second race of the Cup Series playoffs Saturday night. There's just a bunch of good racing here at Richmond week and weekend.
Be a fun time.
Hey, where's the energy? Come on.
Where's the energy?
Where is the energy? folks, we want to let you know, if you're in the market for some new merchandise and you want to help rep the brand, head on over to the JTN merch store, linked in the description below. Got a bunch of great merch options, including our JTN logo merch as seen on your screen, stickers, coffee mugs, hoodies, shirts, and more, all available on the JTN merch store. Also have our JTN race car merch available to purchase with the beautiful looking replica of Shawn Whitehill's number 2 JTN Ford. All those and much, much more available on the JTN store, so go check it out. I know Bomb Squad Racing fans, there's a Keith MC Mac Daddy t-shirt up on the JTN merch store now too, so go check all those out. And you know, we have a fun time on that JTN merch store. A lot of great options for you.
A lot of great stuff there, a lot of great stuff, but you know what's looking pretty great out here? That 193 Ricky J. I think he's led the entire thing so far here, Joe. About 80 laps, 75 specifically.
What lap are we on?
74. I had to think about it. I was a little off.
I was worried the
now I'm
ticker
on.
stopped working, you know? I was like, whoa, bro. Whoa.
I've had a little bit of a long day.
You and me, you and me both. But we're ending it on the best note possible. Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series action from Richmond. Ricky J gonna have control here on the restart. Robert Blockham there to his outside. Pace car pulls off. And back down and away we go. Green flag once again here from Richmond.
Green flag in 93, Ricky J trying to throw it in deep into turn 1 here, get that lead back. He's going to hang on to it. Robert Bockham way up the track here. Let's go let Zach Rogers get to the inside and make that pass for second.
Aggressive move there from Rogers to get into line. Now Nelly looking to the inside of Blockham, not there just yet, but he makes the pass on Chevy Chase for fourth.
Pass on Chevy Chase for fourth, and he's going to hang on there, but Chevy Chase isn't going to let him by without a fight. Tried to get back to him there, but couldn't get it. A little further back, 088 to Greg
that 096 loose off the
Braintree
corner.
almost got together there. A little bit of a dicey moment. Monte Carlo to the inside, the 510 at the back. BSR Steven. Up front, though, Zach Rogers right on the back bumper. Ricky J. We haven't seen anyone this close to the leader just yet tonight, but that 9 car is a little hooked up.
I mean, he's getting there. We know that 9 car is really quick on the short runs. It's just, can he maintain the speed on the long run? That's the question right now. But looking good right now. If maybe we get that late race yellow, you know, maybe takes a couple risks with his teammate, with his buddy, try to win this race here in Richmond.
He might be able to. He's got his notes to the inside, but can't make the pass just yet. He is right on that back bumper, though, Joe. That 9 car is fast at the moment. And like I said, short run speed, a lot of short run speed of that 9 car. Can Zach Rogers hang on to that as this run goes on? The best thing he can do right now is try to make that pass on Ricky J while those good years are still fresh, so that you're at least putting the 193 in a spot where he's got to do more work. For the moment, Ricky J really starting to rise to the challenge, running faster laps. It was really his fastest lap of the race last time by, trying to stay ahead of Zach Rogers here.
And when you're the guy out front, you can really kind of manage the guy behind you, right? You take his line away. He can't dive it down into the corner as much as he would like. You do a lot of things when you're out front that you can't do when you're the guy trying to make the pass. You can't pick your line. You can't, you know what I mean? You have less options when you're trying to make a pass. I know it sounds stupid. It also sounds like a no-duh thing, but if you're Rogers right now and you see the opportunity to take the lead, you take it, and we know he's going to take it with how aggressive he is early on in these runs, but right now losing a little bit of ground to Ricky J as Blockham starts to reel him in for second.
Yeah, Zach Rogers, looks like that car's already starting to slip away a little bit. 2/10 off of the leader last time by. This time by about a 10th off. But looks like not as fast as Ricky J is right now. Looks like that car's starting to slip a little bit for him. And that's a tricky part. You saw how close he got, but just if he made the pass, he might have been able to hang on to the 193 for a few laps. But you're right, Joe. Being in that lead, you can kind of dictate where you're running and kind of cut off the guy's line. That time by Zach Rogers actually a little faster than the leader, so maybe he'll get lucky, or maybe Ricky J's car will start falling off. We'll see if these guys are, how balanced these guys are. But it's a balancing act here. I don't think Ricky J's holding anything back there on track. Richmond's such a tough track, and the lap times are so close to each other, just by a few tenths usually, that you really can't hold back. You're either running 100% or you're running 0%. Look a little further back though, 096 BSR Chevy Chase has a 66, like Terry Scott getting to the inside of them. And for the 6th spot, they're gonna be side by side here, coming down the back straightaway.
Terry Scott still to the inside, down into 3. Chase kind of crowds him just a little bit, but Scott able to hold on that inside line. They're gonna battle down in front of these fans here on the front straightaway. Terry Scott down to the inside, where you really want to be. He turns 1 and 2, and he makes the pass there coming off of turn number 2.
Makes a pass. Hopefully you can hang on to that. A little further up front though, Ricky J hanging on to this lead. Zach Rogers starting to fall into the clutches of Robert Bauckham in that 118. Bauckham really starting to close in on that 9 car last few laps.
Tires, man. They're coming
Those
to him.
tires.
He's moving.
Moving.
You like to move it?
I do. I very much so. But right now, Robert Bauckham, that time by, he just ran a very fast lap, a 21.69 compared to the 21.79 on Zach Rogers, a 21.8 on our leader, Ricky J. So Robert Baukham's got some speed at the moment. He just needs some track position here.
That seems to be the story of this 118 season. A lot of times they'll have a lot of good speed, and they'll just kind of get trapped in that track position game. They'll lose it late in the race. They'll make the decision to come down the pit lane. Ricky J into the wall coming off of turn number 2, kind of scrub a little speed off of that Voiles trucking Mustang. But for Bauckham, where he's really excelled this year, and it's to his own testament, didn't trying the open setup game for the first time this season. He's been really good when we get these long green flag runs, right? So if you're a driver that 118, you're a crew guy on that 118 team, you are hoping that this race just goes green to the end, your driver makes 1 pit stop before the end of this one, and it's clean sailing, because you know he's one of the best on those long green flag runs. And if you get 2 of them to the end of the race, that 193 Ricky J is going to be trembling in his boots.
He's going to be trembling in his boots indeed. But right now, he's still got some challenge here. He's running faster laps than Ricky J. He's a second behind him. Can he close that in? We've seen this happen before. Bauckham gets past that 9 to Zach Rogers. See him getting really loose. The 9 to Zach Rogers off turn 2 there. He gets past Rogers, and then it kind of plateaus as he's starting to reel in Ricky J. Like that 193, gets a second win, starts picking up speed. Right now, not looking like it. Robert Bauckham is closing down to a second flat gap between him and the 193. Hopefully he can keep that going.
Hopefully he can keep that going for his sake, but also our sake here at home, because we just want to see somebody challenge Ricky J for the lead tonight. He has looked so good, so dominant. And what more would you expect from the guy that has been the dominant force here at Pound Squad Racing in the Cup Series this season?
I don't know, but man, these guys ran very close last time by. Ricky J gets a little loose off of turn 2 there. You can see he is really wheeling it around here.
When something like that happens, right? The car gets super duper loose on you. Maybe you make a little mistake. How do you change your mindset at all? Do you have to calm yourself down? When it's specifically you, Ricky, what happens to you, and what do you do to kind of correct that?
You really just got to calm yourself down, I think, and then you make the decision if you got to change anything up. Because if you start changing things up and you're not calm, you're not thinking rationally, and sometimes it's just a matter of overdriving the turn a little bit. You pretty quickly figure that out if you slide the car at all. But right now, starting to see it again. Robert Bauckham has closed it down to about 9/10, but he kind of keeps going back and forth between him and Ricky J.
And this isn't one of those dirty air situations, right? This is just that Ricky J kind of maybe was taking it a little easy, let the 118 reel him in just a little bit, and then decided to hit that go button once again.
I don't think he's reeling them in, letting them reel in, Joe. I really don't think he is, because they're kind of falling off almost to the same rate right now. It's just who falls off quicker, it seems like. Robert Bacham blinking out a little bit there. Bachman's now gone into 0.9 flat down on the back of the 193. Ricky J. We'll see if he can keep that up, because he just keeps running a few faster laps, just a little bit. But I don't think he's enough to get him there just yet.
Not enough just yet, but getting there. Because when you're here, you're family.
You're an Olive Garden.
How much cheese do you have them put on your stuff?
Don't
tell me you've never been to an Olive Garden.
I've been to Olive Garden once, and that was like 10 years ago or more.
Ricky J heard that and he got loose off the corner, so you better...
Am I missing something? Is there some shocking revelation about Olive Garden that I'm missing here?
Who doesn't love fast casual Italian dining? And unlimited breadsticks.
Unlimited breadsticks.
Probably a little too much sodium there, Olive Garden. Wacom is starting to chip away at that lead once again here. Got it down to just over 0.8 of a second.
Wacom actually got him down to 0.7 of a second last time by, so he is still reeling Ricky J in. That time by, Ricky J runs a little bit faster though, but oh man, it's like 1/10 at a time. Robert Bacham is just really chipping away at that stone. He's just gotta hope that Ricky J doesn't find any extra speed out there.
We got a question from Dean Steve 99 asking, why do you sound like you were in 5th grade? Well, that's a great question. I don't know.
Why
genetics?
Why are there 99 Dean Steves? I thought there was just one of them.
That's what I'm saying.
510 and BSR Steven had some issue on track here. Leaders came up on him. Ricky J had to check up a lot. That's gonna help Robert Bacham a little bit. Come by this time. Bacham, back down to 7 flat, 0.7 flat at the moment.
He chips away about 1/10, and then they stay stationary for 5 laps. Chips away another 1/10, stationary. So it's just kind of... I wish I was an element. Then I wouldn't have all this existential dread.
And I could throw myself off the monkey bars.
Let me tell you.
I like that. I like falling off the monkey bar and breaking my arm.
Carl Edwards ain't even the real 99. Everyone knows it's Jeff Burton.
Goddamn Burt. Ricky J still hanging on to his lead here. Because Carl Edwards Lamau, you wouldn't know though since you're in elementary.
I do know proper English though.
Are you a detective, Joe? You said you were in elementary. I like that show. The one with the surfers. I've never watched it. Is it still on TV? I don't know what's still on TV. I don't watch TV. Right now, what is still going on is Ricky J is leading here, and Robert Bacham can't close it in. This has been there, just can't. Oh, we got the 9 of Zach Rogers around in turn 3. That's going to bring out a caution. That's got a big one here. That 9 Audi of Zach Rogers a little banged up. Let's see if he gets a roll, and he does.
A little bit.
What happened there, Joe?
I have a feeling he got loose, or he got sent.
Oh, I think it's the latter. I think it's the latter. Him and the 103 and Nelly. That's a big point situation right there, that 103 car.
Nelly looking like Kyle Busch here tonight.
Looks like they dived it in pretty deep into turn 1. Nelly takes that low line. Rogers takes the high line into the low line. They're going for the same real estate. They make contact. Zach Rogers goes around. Nelly keeps it. He grazed the wall a little bit, but Zach Rogers takes a bit of a wallop there.
Who would you put that blame on?
That's tough, but I guess the 103 really didn't have the fender in there that I think would be enough to say that Rogers didn't have the right of way. It's hard. It's a racing deal
because he was
to some
there,
capacity,
right?
but I do think that I don't know. It's tough in a short track situation on that.
Right.
I always kind of figured that the courtesy was something like, if you just have a quarter panel to the guy, then
Yeah, but we're under
they probably have the preferred.
We're under 60 laps to go. There's no more courtesy.
Hey, you might be right. You might be right. You're right. You're right. You're right. I'm wrong.
This is a short track. Everyone comes down the pit lane. Ricky J wins the race off. Robert Blocker, Terry Scott, Nelly, Chevy Chase, your top 5.
Interesting here. These guys got tires, they got fuel. Let's see if anyone made any adjustments. We're getting later in the race here, Joe, so these guys are going to start throwing some things in terms of adjustments of grill tape as we get near the end here.
What does that do adding the grill tape? It's adding a little bit of speed, right? Is it doing anything else to the car?
Downforce there, which is kind of gold at a track like this.
I was told these cars have too much downforce.
I don't have enough here at Richmond. You always need downforce.
What we don't have in downforce, we make up in side force. You know, that's why I'm very hopeful. Ricky, we can have this conversation as a fellow engineer. I am so hopeful for next gen with being symmetrical that we sort of solve the side force issue.
I am of the same notion, especially because it doesn't have this.
Doesn't have like the
such creative
shell.
contouring on the side like the Gen 6 does.
It's almost like a bunch of race car engineers designed the race car.
What, in the Gen 6 or the next gen? Because I think all that contour, technically you'd want that for side force.
On the next gen?
Yeah.
It's the fact that it's symmetrical.
No, the Gen 6.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, I mean, here's the thing. I said this on the Fake Racers podcast, go check it out, a couple weeks ago, but then when we talk about next gen, we'll go green next time by. And I got puzzled looks for it, and it sounds really stupid, but if you think about it, you shouldn't have race car engineers designing race cars, at least aerodynamically right now, because that's where all the gain is. With Gen 6, OT, it just became an aero game in a lot of senses, and now with this new car, you don't want to have them design it to where it's going to be another aero game. All the common components and whatnot, flange fit, composite bodies, and whatnot.
Like that phrase, flange.
Flange fit. I hate
flange fit.
Dumbest way to connect flanges.
Right as we're talking about it being made by engineers, I hate how it's designed. Coming back to the green here, though, green pace car comes down pit road. It's red for Joe, it's green for me, but Ricky J getting the green here, coming to the line, lap 113, 112. I already stumbled on that, but the 93 gonna hang on to the lead. Joe, I absolutely butchered that call.
That's okay. You had a good one earlier, so we'll just call it a wash for the night.
Three wide at the back here. Zach Rogers at the bottom.
That doesn't work. Lovell gonna come out with the best position there. He was stuck in the middle. Rogers, though, gonna look to the inside down into one. Rogers trying to make his way back towards the front to try to challenge for the win here late in the going.
Oh, we only need Greg Lovell to get close, but Rogers slides on in.
Oh, Monty Keller around further on back. No. Big wreck in turn 2. Caution is out once again. Get your replay. Keller gonna send it down into one. Might be just a little too hard.
Yeah, it's tough in those cold tires. You get really dicey. And you saw it there. It was a very long spin there from the front straightaway to like the middle of turn 1 before that car actually came around.
Miller light on board.
Oh, Nelly, that's a big point situation right there.
He was checking up to try to stay out of it. BSR Steven has the idea of trying to drive through it. Those two philosophies don't mix very well. Makes contact knowing the outside.
Everyone coming right back down pit road. No one even gave that a second thought.
Are we close on that pit window?
You gotta be 115 to 160 here, so about 55 to go on fuel, 54 laps to go on fuel. You gotta think they're within their window.
Close to it. What adjustments are you making right now? Are they little adjustments, big swings? I know it's probably dependent on where you're running. Zach Rogers with the call, though, to do two tires.
Zach Rogers.
Chevy Chase as well. They win the race off pit road. Then Ricky J, Robert Blockham. Rounding out your top 5 to 66, Terry Scott. So, there's a little bit of the roll of the dice there from Zach Rogers.
That's going to put us in an interesting situation here, Joe. If you guys take a 2, Zach Rogers a 9, the 096 a BSR Chevy Chase, and then you have the 193 right behind him in that third row with 4 fresh tires. Robert Bockham, same story. How will these 2 tires stack up? Not a lot of time out there on those 4 tires, so it's possible.
Yeah, you couldn't tell from that big break, that big silence there. Catering just brought us our dinners. Ricky and I enjoying the Virginia delicacy of... Ricky, what's good in Virginia to you?
Dirt.
Dirt. My God. Apparently there's a game going. Well. You want an NFL score update? At half, Tampa Bay Buccaneers 21, the Dallas Cowboys 16.
16. I got 1 to go here. Be going at lap 120 at 160, so about 41 laps to go. Get ready. This is going to rattle by quick. A lot of cars on track here still. Everyone on the lead lap. The only car out, the 19 of Furco, out on accident, and that's it.
Lost 4th gear to start the race. But still, like you said, 11 of 12 that started this race still out here, still vying for the chance to go to victory lane. Zach Rogers and Chevy Chase on the front row on 2 tires. We got about 3 or 4 laps on those left sides, though, so it might be okay. It might not. Ricky J, the dominant car all night long, going to line up in 3rd. Then Robert Bockham, Terry Scott, your top 5. As we get ready to go back. Green flag racing. Pace car makes that hard left turn down the pit lane. Zach Rogers with control here on the restart. Down and away we go. Green flag once again from Richmond, and a great restart from the 9. The 193 looking for 2nd already.
Gets a good jump. He's going to need that because the 193 is already coming to Ricky J.
J makes it through to 2nd. Blockham looking for 3rd. Lovell with a great restart. He's up to 5th.
Great restart from all these guys. Right now, Zach Rogers hanging on to that lead. We'll see how these tires end up faring for him. He's got the position, but convention is going to dictate that Ricky J's got the faster car. Oh, he is loose off of turn 2 there. A little further back, though. 096 gets to the outside. The 088 makes the pass.
No battling.
Not yet. Greg Lovell going to hang on to that. They're going to be side by side coming down the front straightaway.
Bubble still wants that position in second, or third, excuse fourth. Jeebus. He's going to get it there. Terry Scott now looking for fifth to the inside of Chevy Chase.
That's the inside here, holding them side by side. Oh, they're getting close here.
Now there's a little less room given, huh?
Just a little bit.
Terry Scott makes the move for the position. He's back up inside the top 5. You go back up front, though, Zach Rogers, he's kind of holding on to this lead right now in the clean air in that 9 car.
Actually running a little bit faster, too. Interestingly enough, running a little faster than Ricky J. We'll see if that hangs on, because we said he's kind of got a shorter run car, but we haven't seen him up front, so maybe he can pace his stuff a little bit here. Maybe you're right, Joe. Maybe you can pace your stuff here.
Maybe you can. Maybe you can't, though. Still too early to tell. This time at the line, 36 laps remaining in this one here from Richmond. I'm Joe. He's on JTN calling the action here with Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series from the Richmond Raceway. Make sure you leave a like on the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and be a friend, tell a friend about our broadcast here on JTN. Can't thank you enough for all your support.
9 is Zach Rogers getting loose. I'm sorry to interrupt you there, Joe.
It's okay.
It's not okay.
I'm not hurt.
You got the voice.
Huh?
You got the voice. You know it's not okay.
Rogers into the wall, and Ken there coming off of turn number 4. He is pushing that 9 car right now. And he's got the wrong number placement.
You know. Just having a fun old time out there tonight.
He went for the worst one. What do you think about the number placement?
I like numbers. I like when they get placed. That's all I got.
Very hot take you got there.
Make them pretty. That's all I got.
Back to the race war. Do you think Ricky J maybe is at this deficit right now because he hasn't had to make any passes throughout the night? He hasn't had to work through traffic?
It's possible.
He hasn't even got to the point where we haven't had to run long enough to where we put cars a lap down, so he hasn't even had to run through lap traffic here tonight as he starts to close the gap on Rogers.
Hard to close the gap, but the problem is catching him's one thing, passing him's a whole nother. Does he have enough speed to make the pass?
Survey says yes. Surveys are surveys.
That's a very small sample size for that survey.
I think it was about 1 person.
About maybe 2 people. And now Zach Rogers hanging on to it pretty well here. But Ricky J is starting to get some challenge from Robert Bachman in that 118 car. Really starting to rear down on him. And you kind of see the issue is that Ricky J does not want to let Bachman get on by him here, because as soon as he gets on by, then that's going to make his job a whole lot harder.
And Bachman knows how to pass people tonight. He's had to do it, right? So he knows what he needs out of his car, what he needs to set, how he needs to set up his corners, how he needs to set up a guy to make a pass. That's another thing to consider right now. Blockham's has the notes, has the knowledge about how to make these passes that Ricky J doesn't have right now, that he's still trying to work out. It's almost like, studying for an exam. You have one person that hasn't had to study all semester to get a good grade on the final. The other person has been studying their heart out, but still is only getting 80% on these exams, and now that we're coming to the end of the race, coming to the final exam, well, the driver that maybe did less studying gonna look for the lead here to the inside of Zach Rogers. Ricky J going for that lead. Rogers really close to the outside wall. Blockham gonna push the 193 through. Ricky J takes over the top spot. Blockham now looking for second on Zach Rogers off the 2.
That spot, he's gonna get a good run here coming into turn 4. Can he pull it off?
He gets
Looks
it.
like he does. So that's going to put Zach Rogers back to the 3rd spot. These tires are starting to prevail. Now the question is, did Ricky J burn his stuff out trying to catch Zach Rogers there? What could Robert Bauckham do now that they're in some clean air?
Bauckham going to start playing that Jaws music in his head, trying to chase down Ricky J for the lead, for the win here at Richmond. Zach Rogers trying to hold on to the 3rd position. He's going to face the challenge from Greg Lovell in that 088 Texaco Ford Mustang.
Texaco Mustang, like you said, going to the inside of the 9 right now. Side by side with him.
Side by side to the start-finish line, give the position that lap to Lovell. Rogers into the outside wall, down into 1. He's going to have to concede the position. He might have to concede another.
Might have to. We'll see.
Maybe we'll stabilize out here.
Maybe, but we're not sure.
Rogers now to the inside of Lovell for 3rd. Hugs that apron through turns 1 and 2. Not going to have the best run here off the corner, but stays to the inside of Lovell for the position. We keep our eyes also on the battle for the lead between Ricky J and Robert Bauckham. Rogers going to get back in line. We go up towards the front of the field. Bauckham just staying right there with Ricky J. That 118 looks like the car's starting to come out of the racetrack a little bit. Again, battle for 3rd at once again, side by side down into turn 3. Lovell's going to be able to hold a little more momentum on the outside, really holding that 9 of Zach Rogers down. They're going to drag race down into turn 1. Rogers with the preferred line on the bottom. Ricky, can he get it done?
We'll see if he can get it done. Bauckham is really staying close with Ricky J here. I haven't seen this yet. The 118 getting this close to the 193, I feel like. But right now, really has a fast car. Ricky J hasn't been able to get ahead away from him, but you see it. 118's kind of getting out of the track a little bit every now and then. Seems like he gets the 193 and then loses something. So we'll see if he can kind of gain it back this time. If he's sort of gotten ahead of Ricky J in the adjustments here.
Without a caution before the end of this one, there's no adjustment you can make if you're Robert Bauckham besides how you drive the car. You try to drive it to take account for that loose-off condition. Right now, that 118 is wicked loose on exit of these corners.
Wicked loose. But right now, the 088 of Greg Lovell's got Zach Rogers to the inside. Rogers can make that pass back to 3rd on 2 tires. 66 of Terry Scott coming back to the inside. Zach Rogers at 9 is pretty fast, even with 2 tires.
Still got some good pace in that 9 Red Bull Audi. Terry Scott to the inside for the 4th position. He's going to get it down into turn 1 on Lovell, so move Lovell back to the 5th spot. He's going to try to cross over Terry Scott. Going to get it done. No, he won't.
He won't just yet, but guys really putting up a good fight with each other back here for that 4th and 5th position.
Go back up towards the front. Ricky J with the lead, starting to extend it. Robert Bauckham with a wicked loose car on corner exit, closing in on 15. Well, gonna be 15 to go this time at the line. Now, if you're Ricky J, do you back it down a little bit, knowing that Bauckham's starting to struggle?
I don't know.
Just
I
keep
really don't
pushing.
know at this point. I think you want to keep going. I think you want to keep that up.
We don't know. Complete as many
don't
laps
know.
as you
No one
can,
knows.
right? Doing a great job out front right now. Field pretty single file. Hot it. Main contested battle right now for 4th. Terry Scott holding off. Greg Lovell, who's all over the back bumper of that 66 Toyota Camry. That's what it said on my entry list. The Toyota.
Toyota.
Toyotathon is on.
Toyotathon is Toyota.
Let's go places. BSR Steven gets out of the way of our leaders. Good job there in that 510. A little bit. Everyone else on by. BJ gonna get 11 laps to go this time at the line. Come to line this time, it's our friend Tommy Bordeaux's favorite segment. Of course, that's our TWB. And to go, and on behalf of TWB, I want to turn your attention to GardenLightsDirect.com. From porches to patios to more, for all of your outdoor lighting needs, head on over to GardenLightsDirect.com. That's GardenLightsDirect.com. GardenLightsDirect.com. Here on your TWB 10 to go. Teamless. I'm at the top of my game right now. Okay, just continuing to click off these laps. 8 to go this time at the line. Closing in on the end of this one. Closing in on yet another victory here in the Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series presented by Voiles Trucking. Of course, in that Voiles Trucking Mustang. Always good when you win the races that your sponsor sponsors. And even better when it's the entire series league. Ricky, how you feeling right now?
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm having fun. Are you having fun?
I have had a blast here tonight at Richmond. We've seen some great racing, but overall we've seen yet another dominant performance from this guy, the driver of the 193.
I think Ricky J really liking it out here right now. These guys are all kind of playing amongst themselves. Ricky J's really had a just absolute stranglehold on this race.
He decided to hit the afterburners here on this last run, just pushing the car right now. Hey, you get it to the white flag, or honestly, we're at the point probably gets loose off the corner. Caution comes out, as long as it's not him, this race would be official. 3 laps to go in this one. What are your thoughts, right? What's going through?
I'm thinking, how can the 93 car be that fast? Seems like no one's been able to get to him tonight.
They couldn't get to him unless it was under yellow, it seemed. He had a little bit of a challenge from Block up there, but then he decided to just walk the dog. Redemption right now at his hands. The wheel is steady. 1 lap to go here from Richmond.
1 lap to go.
He brings
Ricky J make it back here and take the win after a dominating performance here.
Can he? No, he will. Coming down into turns 3 and 4 for the final time here tonight. Ricky J gonna win it at Richmond. Put a beating on the field once again. Talk with him after this one. Remember, folks, stick around. We'll have those results on your screen momentarily. But we'll also talk with the top 3 drivers after this one from the Richmond International Raceway. But first, It's Ricky J. Burn it down once again here at Richmond. And congratulations from all of his competitors, his teammate. Ricky J, your winner here at Richmond. I don't think there's going to be any motor left in that car.
I don't know. It might be some. There he goes.
Wins it, does a great burnout for all the fans. And again, we'll get those momentarily. Talk with our top 3 drivers from the Richmond Raceway. Can't thank you folks. JTN. Hopefully, if you haven't already, leave a like on the video and subscribe. Love to see you back out at any of our upcoming races here on JTN. Isn't that right, Ricky?
That is right, Joe. And you should. What do you think? What do you want to get these guys into the booth here and see why these guys couldn't get Ricky J here tonight?
Let's start with the one guy that seemed like he had a shot at it late in the going, made the strategy call, take 2 tires at the end of this race. Zach Rogers, driver the number 9. Zach, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, let's talk about tonight, because tonight's race for you was up and down. It seemed like that 9 car just lost the handling once we got about 15, 20 laps into a run. Was there anything different you could have done behind the wheel, or was it just that setup just did not like old Goodyear Racing Eagles?
There was no handling tonight. It was it was me going into the race mad. There on the first run there, I just drove it up as hard as I could. You probably saw me bounce it off the wall about 4 times there.
Couple times.
I was driving mad because me and Ricky were running the same setup, yet somehow I was heating up the right front about another 7 degrees or so over the course of a run, and whatever he was doing with it tonight, I just couldn't figure it out, and I was just pushing the right front in practice. So I went into the race mad, and I was like, the hell with it. We're gonna drive the door off this thing, and whatever we get is what we get. But I calmed down after the first run, and yeah, I did the 2 tire thing there, and but Ricky was just dialed in tonight.
He was dialed in. Let's talk about the 2 tire thing, though. It felt like that was probably your best shot to try to steal the win here tonight. I'm thinking you're with the same mindset. Was there anything else, maybe adjustment-wise, you think you could have done to the car, to the setup there at the end of the race to maybe make it hold on just for those extra, I don't know, 10, 15 laps, whatever you needed to try to make it to the end in victory lane?
I tried taking out 10 pounds of wedge early in the race, and that didn't work. It probably wouldn't have lasted if we didn't have that second caution there. So I put the 10 pounds of wedge back in, and I don't know. I was going to be running with it. I was experimenting with like 2 or 3 different setups in practice before I set on the one Ricky was running, because Ricky couldn't figure it out either. He was testing probably all morning. So there was really no idea of what to do. I ran a much looser setup here last year, and I made it work, but I was running different wheel settings then, and I was trying to work with that tonight, but it would just step out on exit. So there really wasn't much else I could do there. So once I took the lead, Ricky found out what dirty air felt like, and he was starting to push the right front there too then, but he was still doing way better than me. So what I needed to happen there is I needed to hold him off, get a yellow, pit 4 tires, and then just get 10-lap stints there, and I probably would have had a shot at it. But yeah, there was no way I was winning otherwise.
It was just the case of the long run prevailing over the short run here tonight, Zach, but a great finish for you nonetheless. Third place, started 5th on the night, so net positive for the evening. Before we let you go, though, the floor is yours. I know you got a bunch of people to thank, a bunch of sponsors to thank. The floor is yours to do so.
Oh, it was more like the super short run of 5 laps, but yeah. No, like, just got to thank all the guys at BSR for putting this on, as always. Thank you guys for broadcasting. I want to thank Greg for the hard racing there at the end. I really wanted 3rd place there at the end of the race, and I was doing everything I could to keep it. And Terry was in my mirror too. I knew Terry was fast all night, and I want to thank Robert for the clean racing too when we were around each other. And Ricky's a goober, and he won this race, and he thinks he's Derek Justice now or something, but it was probably a one-time thing. But yeah. He deserved it tonight. He led all the laps, and just want to thank him for being a good friend, even when I'm mad in practice and I'm screaming at him like, I don't know what I'm doing here. But yeah, it was and Red Bull, of course. Without Red Bull, I'd be in bed right now.
Wouldn't have those wings.
No siree.
Zach, great to talk with you as always. Again, congratulations on the 3rd place run. Keep your head up. Keep plugging away at this. There's more wins coming for you in this whole 9 team. Congratulations once again on a great run, and good luck next week at Bristol. Yeah,
I did good at Bristol last year, so hopefully that holds true this year, but we'll see. Thanks.
Hey, we'll see. Zach Rogers, driver the number 9. Thanks so much for talking with us. Now bring in our 2nd place finisher, driver the number 18 Chevrolet, Robert Blockham. Robert, you weren't able to sweep the races here at Richmond this season.
What's going on? No, that was a driver error, and I didn't even know what happened. I had such a good long run car, and in that last run, it just got so loose I couldn't hold on to it. And after the race, I went in there, and when you go in on it, for those that race know, but you can change your wedge, and I had -30. At the end of the race, I had -135. The keyboard got hung. It got sticky. I didn't even know it, and it took it all the way down to -135. So yeah, I went from I think it was 49.6 wedge down to 48.1, and that was a freaking handful.
It's a pretty drastic change there, but let's talk about you tonight though, because it looked like you had one of the best, if not the best car on the long run. But what more do you think you needed to be able to go up there, race with Ricky, try to put an end to his dominance here tonight?
Well, I'm not blaming on that, but that definitely hurt right there, because the first 2 runs before that, but the dirty air was like really bad. Even Ricky finally got a taste of it when we were behind Zach. It was like really bad. I could gain I have to say the second, but once I got within 0.5 to 0.7, it was like a completely different car. So I kept trying to back off because I didn't want to heat the right front up, staying in that dirty air. And then I tried to change my line coming off to find a little more grip down there, and I started gaining back to him, but then we kept getting those cautions. But yeah, the crew chief is going to have to clean the old keyboard, I guess, because that was bad right there. I mean, that was anybody that sim races just can understand what I'm saying. That was so hard to drive right there at the end. I really thought it was like driving a real race car and having a right rear tire go down. It was so freaking loose.
Well, taking untested adjustments to the next level, especially when you don't know you have those untested adjustments on the car.
Oh yeah, that's the worst part. I didn't know it. I was like, oh yeah, just riding along. And then I was like, what is going on here? I'm not doing nothing, not driving no hard. I'm not, what am I doing wrong here? But that was fun. Good job to Ricky, Zach. That was all fun up front there. It was a good race. Richmond's always a fun race. It's really tough to pass. You got to really set your passes up. So I was pretty much just running the whole first part of the race, seeing where I could get to Ricky and try to make the move. But yeah, bad mistake there. Man, I just can't win for losing. First the chair, I fall out of the chair, and then this. One of these days I'm gonna luck into one here.
You secure a new chair?
Actually, what I did is I broke down, and my wife still doesn't know it yet because she doesn't come in this room. But I took her rocking chair and I cut the bottom rocking part off of it, and then but I painted it, so I don't think she knows it's her rocking chair yet. She thinks
She
her rocking chair
watching?
is well, she thinks it's installed. Oh damn, she is on. Babe, I'm just kidding. It's not really your chair. I didn't think about that. Damn it. Can we cut the broadcast real quick? Is this live? Oh no. But well, I'll be buying a rocking chair from the flea market. Thanks, Joe.
Hey,
I didn't even think about that, man. Damn, you got me there. I forgot. Yeah, I got one of them good wives that watch. So, yeah, that got me busted. I'm in trouble when she comes home. If I'm not here next week, just know that I'm either in divorce
or you're in the doghouse.
or I'm looking for a wheel because she ripped this one off the stand.
You take my chair, I'm gonna take your.
Yeah, that's probably gonna be right.
Robert, we're thinking about you. We're praying for you now.
I appreciate that.
But before we let you go, I know you got a bunch of great people as always to thank. Thank you so much for always bringing some great energy up here in the booth and answering our questions with a great degree of thought, but also so much insight. But before we let you go, floor is yours. I know you got a bunch of people to thank. I know you got a chair sponsor to thank now too. So floor is yours to do so.
Yeah, thank you guys. Yeah, first off, the Bomber Squad Racing. I appreciate you guys letting me come in over here. Still learning on these open setups. Like I said, I've always ran fixed setups, and it's like night and day, you know. So it's a learning curve, but we're slowly getting there. Thank Brian and Kathy Voiles. Just unbelievable what these two people do for us sim racers. I mean, they don't even get nothing out of this besides us mentioning their name here, but just to know that what they do for us is special. And then you guys over at JTN, you, Ricky, some of your Bristol, some of your other guys that come in there. Thank you guys, man. Y'all make it so fun to run over here, just watching and listening to broadcasts. I like listening to it during the race because y'all just get me gassed up and talking. And plus, I kind of once y'all start telling me something, I try to adjust to it so I can make up the difference. But first and foremost, no, let me say, baby, I know you're listening. I promise you I will get you a new rocking chair. I had no clue what the words that were coming out of my mouth just then, but I will get you a rocking chair. I will. I promise I will. I'll even get you a newer style, massaging type, whatever you want. But thanks to my wife. She's awesome, man. Like I said, she doesn't bitch or moan when I'm in here doing this, and that's pretty cool for her to keep up and not say nothing. And of course, my daughter Caitlin, she loves this stuff too. She cheers me on. Then I'll for the next 30 minutes I'll get to hear what I did wrong. So in her eyes, so that's kind of cool. But thank you guys and thank all the fans and all that. And like I said, I really appreciate you guys, man. Y'all really do a lot for us. So we do appreciate it.
Hey, thank you for that, and Rob, appreciate you. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us after this one. Congratulations once again on another great run. Good luck next week at Bristol.
Thank you guys. Y'all have a good one.
However, the number play the victory lane to talk with the driver of the 193. Led 160 laps tonight. Ricky J, you got a copy.
Hello.
Hello. First off, we're gonna be charging you with third-degree manslaughter. For what you put on here now. A clinic once again here, Richmond. What was the key to success here tonight?
Well, just being as disciplined as I could with the wheel. I had been practicing a lot this week because I knew the last time we were here I struggled pretty bad. He had a really good car, so I worked a lot on my qualifying trim too. I figured out during the race there when I got behind Zach that dirty air was a bigger factor than I ever thought it would be on such a short track. So I think they kind of went my way too. But no, we just tried our best to stay patient, stay cool, and that's the name of the game.
Well, the name of the game is NR 2003, but tonight might as well have just been 193 Ford Mustang Simulator. So we've heard a lot about keeping the right front tire on it. Why were you so successful at it? Do you want to give us any tips? Do you want to give us any, driving tips, setup tips? Don't give all your secrets. Fans at home, they are wondering. And by fans at home, I mean me.
You know, there's so many different variables. You know, if you don't, I would suggest getting some Club Sport V3 Fanatec pedals.
gosh.
I tell you what, the brake is so swift.
No.
Yeah. I know you don't want to spend that kind of money, but it's the name of the game, okay? I tell you.
It is funny because so many people think that the wheel is most important, but you're not the first person to say it. That the pedals make a bigger difference. I think people don't realize just because you drive with your feet a lot more than right?
Yeah, yep, absolutely. And it was just a matter of, getting on the brake at the right time, and then transitioning back into the throttle at the right time, using the track as much to, my advantage as I could, to get it from entering it really high to just roll it straight down to that yellow line by the apex of the corner. And that was really the key, was getting it slowed down at the right time, up by the wall, and just getting it, wound down as quick as I could to that speed where the nose would just roll right down to the yellow line, giving you that clairvoyance off the corner as well to allow you to punch the throttle just that much sooner off the corner as well. So, and basically watching my F5 like a hawk was the key. So I adjusted accordingly, and it just all worked out.
It worked out. You're in victory. Celebrate here, second week pro. Get to add to that point champion. That's got to feel tricky. But before we let you go, so you can go celebrate some more with all the folks at Voiles Trucking, entire crew, you know the drill. The floor is yours.
Well, first off, thank you especially to one person named Zach Rogers. He's a big noob. So yeah, thank you to Brian and Kathy Voiles and everyone here at Bomb Squad Racing for everything they've done. And thank you guys for what you do. We really enjoy you guys broadcasting this week after week after week, as I've continued to say week after week after week. It's getting stale. I know. I try. I don't know what else to say, but just thank everybody, and hope everybody enjoyed the show, and we'll get them next week.
It was a great show, Ricky. Congratulations again on the victory. Going for 3 for Dale next week at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Good luck there. I know you're gonna have a great piece, and we can't wait to see that race next.
I am looking forward to that. Smells like a bump and run waiting to happen. Hopefully not. But yes, 3 for Dale. Let's go.
They might just have to push you out of the way to beat you.
Yeah, it could be me. We don't know. Somebody's going to be Dale, and somebody's going to be Terry Labonte. We'll find out.
Well, for your sake, I hope you're not. I guess I hope you're not Dale, right? So. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't want to be Dale either. That's true, because Dale could get away with that.
Terry won.
Wait. Well. Oh, which one? Oh, there was 2. Oh, I don't remember anything. Okay.
It's okay.
Ricky, that's okay.
You got a lot on your mind. Congratulations once again on the victory. Good luck next week.
Thanks.
Great. Driver number 193, Voiles Trucking Mustang, and Ricky. That concludes our coverage here. Great night of racing.
Yeah, fantastic night of racing. Just absolute dominance from Ricky J there. Just a great time tonight. Really had fun.
And folks, as always, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. Those answers were not forced. He is just that planned up here in the JTN booth.
Got all that time to think about it.
Got all that time to think about it, and says a grand total of 20 words, maybe. Congratulations once again has to go out to our winner tonight, Ricky J. All the guys were doing a great job here tonight, having a fantastic race. And 11 of the 12 starters made it to the end, and that's always a good thing. Can't thank you folks enough for tuning in, though, here tonight on JTN. Make sure, again, hit that subscribe button and the like button, and we'll see you guys next time for all of us here at JTN. Bristol, our producer, for Ricky Collette, I've been Joe Twansky. Have a fantastic rest of your evening, a great weekend. We'll see you guys next time live on JTN. So long for now, folks. Yeah, and they're going to be 3 wide coming to the checkered. Never mind, they're going to be... Oh, Maverick over wide!
Who is that?
Turn 4 into the tri-oval. Whitehill is through the grass. It's going to be Noah Joyce winning his first career race in the Red Bull Cup Series.
All right, and they're wrecking behind him. We got cars flying everywhere. Cars upside down, but it doesn't matter. Noah Joyce has done it. He's won at Daytona in the 3 car.
The
Musa. Musa's gonna.
Oh, he's gonna use that apron.
He's gonna use the apron.
They're gonna be side by side. Coming off the corner. Boy, back to the inside. It's gonna be a drag race to the line. Musa gets it.